W. Bush as president, not necessarily as President Reagan's vice president. And honestly, can you remember what Al Gore actually did as vice president under President Clinton? So let's talk about all of that. Jason Johnson is chief political correspondent for Politic 365 and professor of political science at Hiram College. Let's also bring in Republican strategist Ron Bonjean. Welcome to you both.
Good to be here.
Thank you very much.
I can't wait to have this conversation. I actually think we remember vice presidents more for the offbeat things they did. You know, Dan Quayle misspelling potato. Perhaps we'll remember Joe Biden best for this moment when an open mic captured his excitement about health care.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States of America, Barack Obama.
Yes, he said this is a big effing deal if he didn't quite catch it or don't. But I'm sure you remember it. So, Jason, we'll begin with you. Why not pick the most vanilla candidate out there?
It's actually a smart idea. If you were trying to make like a big splash with your VP candidate, it means your campaign's already done. It's kind of like adding a new baby to a sitcom, like to raise the ratings. Like you already know your show is done, so why are you going to do that sort of thing? So Mitt Romney should pick somebody boring, very simple, just like him, and that'll keep the focus on him because he's at the top of the ticket.
So Ron, you're a big-time strategist, Republican strategist. Is that?
Thank you.
Is that what they think about when they go for the choice?
Well, there are several things they think about. One is, you know, to Mitt Romney, trust is a big deal here. All three of these men that you listed can be trusted. All three of them have different qualities. You know, Rob Portman comes from Ohio, a battleground state. He's a solid campaigner, and he's got economic experience. Plus, he's worked with members on both sides of the aisle. You know, Pawlenty has been with the Romney campaign for a long time and hauled a lot of water for him without a lot of recognition, although low-key, too. And Bobby.
The candidate picks someone from Ohio. I mean, do voters consider that? I mean, you work in Ohio, Jason.
Yeah, I'm an Ohio voter too. We don't care. Nobody cares. They're not at the top of the ticket. The biggest myth is that this stuff actually affects voters, right? Voters are looking for who's at the top of the ticket, what they're going to do. Occasionally you can get some balance. Occasionally somebody's creative. There is no guarantee that Rob Portman is going to bring Ohio to Mitt Romney, but he could pick somebody like Rob Portman because he's in the Senate and Romney hasn't been in Washington, D.C., and it may help him behind the scenes. That's a smart VP pick, someone who's going to help you behind the scenes like a Biden, like a Dick Cheney, but not someone who's going to win you the Electoral College.
Okay, so Ron, if you were running for God of the Romney campaign, who would you choose?
Oh, that's a loaded question. I'm not going to get myself into trouble by picking someone. I do think all three candidates right now are very... For instance, if Rob Portman was picked, I do think that would make a big splash in Ohio. People would notice it's the hometown senator getting selected. That is actually a big deal. Not necessarily seal the deal, but it would certainly help him raise the profile there. It helps with fundraising. All kinds of things can benefit from that.
Okay, Ron, we'll let you off the hook there. Because I only say that, Ron, because many Republicans don't seem thrilled by those choices because, you know, remember they floated Condoleezza Rice's name out there.
Sure,
they said that would be a great pick, but no interest there, I think, from Condoleezza Rice.
You know, they're not dynamic, exciting individuals. That's absolutely right. They're not, you know, it's not the Sarah Palin type of choice that McCain made. But that's not the type of election and campaign that's going on right now. You know, Romney is looking for somebody that can be a solid number two, that can talk about the economy, that can really back him up. And he may announce before the convention, which could be very helpful to him.
Ron Bonjean, Jason Johnson, thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you.
It was fun.
Thank you.
The fight to drink supersized sodas in New York is really heating